I'm Decker Ploehn, City Administrator for the City of Bettendorf.
And I'm Steve Knorrek, Fire Chief with the Bettendorf Fire Department.
So during the City Council goal setting here in the first part of October, the main topic of the Council's goal setting was to talk about the fire staffing and medical response from the Surrey Heights Fire Station. And that occurred as a result of some of the feedback that the City Council received over the last couple months, as well as in the original plan that Chief Volliger and I had talked about back in 2015 when we staffed the State Street Station to its full current level, about adding 3 firefighters to Surrey Heights. So as a result of those discussions, we asked the chief to come up with a plan that he could live with, certainly in the short term, of staffing that station in a way that was giving us 24/7 response from that station. And I'll let Steve talk about the idea that he conceived.
Yeah, our initial proposal was to hire 6 full-time personnel the first year and hire another 6 the next year or the following year, depending on obviously how the budget process proceeded. And our proposal for the second year was to do that with a SAFER grant, a Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response grant, which is a federal grant which provides some money for firefighter staffing for a 3-year term.
And so in the goal setting, what the council has asked us to pursue in setting up the budget is that first phase, and we've kind of conceived of a way to do that with 3 new personnel, new full-time firefighters, a change in current staffing. We have a fire officer assigned to the rental housing program. We would reassign that officer back to the department and fill that position with a civilian in the community development department. And then that would give us 4 full-time firefighters, and then fill the 2 remaining positions with a combination of part-time paid firefighters, which is new to us, but other departments have done that. And so that's what we're going to try to pursue. So in addition to the staffing by full-time personnel at Surrey Heights, the council has asked us to visit with the medic board about determining what the possibility is of adding another ambulance inside the city that would also assist on medical calls and as part of our whole priority dispatch with police and fire. And we'll be pursuing those conversations with medic ambulance as well as part of this solution. So the next step in the process, the council has identified that as a top priority, I would say the top priority, is to now take the proposal, put a little more meat on the bone, so to speak, and move it into the budget talk. We don't know yet what our certified values are, so we don't know what new income the city will receive, and we won't know that until probably right around late December, early January. Once we know that, then we can determine whether or not any new revenues will help fund this, or if it needs to be a tax increase. And I believe, certainly what I know today, it's like to be a combination of both. And the council has given us the indication they would certainly consider raising the levy to accomplish this and get us those 6 full-time equivalents. And then that likely would set up a hiring sometime after July 1 of 2020, and we would do the preparatory work between now and then about establishing a list and all that sort of thing. And then we'd be examining what phase 2 means as it relates to the budget and it relates to other requests from other departments, because this isn't done in a vacuum with all the other departments, including police and public works and parks and other personnel. So all of that will come into play as part of that budget process.